Hello everyone, welcome to the Tour Guide Service Skills class. The beauty of the mountains and rivers of the motherland depends on the words of the tour guide. An excellent scenic spot tour guide can give vivid explanations with accurate and elegant words. A perfect tour guide explanation should be interesting in content, beautiful in rhetoric, emotional in intonation with cadence, moderate in speed, appropriate in strength, harmonious in high and low, natural in transition, and sweet and pleasant in voice. Then, what principles should be followed when using the word of tour guides? The first is knowledge. The knowledge of the tour guide word refers to the content of the tour guide's explanation should be rich and convincing and have abundant knowledge. The mountains and rivers cannot be taken away, but through the explanation of tour guides, various knowledge obtained, and the spiritual enjoyment derived therefrom can remain in the hearts of tourists forever. If the tour guide knows nothing about the relevant knowledge and only relies on memorizing the tour guide commentary written by others, it is difficult to conduct in-depth and meticulous explanations of the scenic spots, achieve the effect of citing extensively and drawing inference from one another, and also cannot satisfactorily answer the relative professional questions of the tourists. The second is standardization. The standardization of tour guide language is the basic principle and must be followed in the tour guide's explanation. The content of the tour guide explanation must be well-founded, accurate, and must not make up history or misplace one for another. It is also necessary to ensure the accuracy of grammar, pronunciation, and intonation. The third is to be logical. The word of tour guides should be logical and coherent. For example, when tour guides talk about the solitary hill of West Lake, they say, the solitary hill is not solitary, the broken bridge is not broken, and the long bridge is not long. Let's start with why the solitary hill is not solitary. The solitary hill is composed of lava injected from a volcano. The entire island was originally connected to the land, so it is said that the solitary hill is not solitary. Then why it is called the solitary hill? Firstly, due to the natural changes, the lakes separate it from the land. Secondly, this beautiful island was once occupied by the emperor who called himself the regal isolationist in the past. The fourth is artistry. Tour guides should be good at using rhetoric. The specific manifestations are clear enunciation, accurate pronunciation, proper choice of words, variable intonation, with living and vivid expression in pronunciation and intonation. Such word is enough to attract the attention of tourists, meet the requirements of tourists, to seek knowledge and understand the truth, also achieve the effect of enriches wisdom and adds interest. Generally speaking, tour guides should be good at using metaphors, comparisons, exaggerations, contrasts, quotations, and so on, to beautify their language and make the tour guide content such as stories, legends, celebrity anecdotes, natural scenery, and the like speak vividly and fascinately. The strong artistic charm of the tour guide's explanation will attract tourists to understand the content of the explanation and experience the artistic conception created by the tour guide, thus creating a sense of beauty and generating a kind of interest. The fifth is the scene filling. It mainly includes 4 techniques: vocabulary that shows the scene filling, on-site guidance language, on-site operation prompt language, and face-to-face questioning. Words that show the live nature include now, today, just now, immediately, here, this place, and so on. On-site guidance language refers to the guiding or prompt language for tourists. It refers to the explanatory language attached to the tour guide commentary, which has a guiding role or role in guiding the on-site operation of the tour guide. Face-to-face questioning means raising questions on the spot. It either asks questions based on the thoughts of tourists or asks them directly. The main expressions are as follows. When you come here, you might ask, "You all are bound to have such doubts. Just now, a friend asked." The essence of such questioning lies not in the act of asking, but in concentrating the attention of the tourists, gather their thoughts processes, and enabling the effective progress of the tour guide's explanation. Tour guide language often uses the methods mentioned earlier in a comprehensive manner, such as a section of the tour guide commentary about Tengwang Pavilion. Why among the 3 famous buildings in the south of the Yangtze River, the Yuewang Tower in Wuhan and the Yellow Queen Tower in Hubei are both called towers, while Tengwang Pavilion is called pavilion? The answer is right before our eyes. Please pay attention, everyone. Under this building, there are 2 floors that symbolize this ancient city wall, with a height of 12 meters, rising from the flat ground like a tall building. The buildings here are constructed on these 2 floors, thus being referred to as a pavilion. Certainly, tour guide language also needs to pay attention to overcoming bad oral habits, such as ambiguity. When explaining the scenic spots, using vague words such as probably, possibly, seems like. When answering tourist questions, using ambiguous perfunctory language. Tour guides should never be presumptuous or pretend to know what they are not familiar with or do not understand. Tour guides should avoid being wordy and repetitive, as well as being obscure and difficult to understand. For example, some tour guides, in order to show off their knowledge, deliberately quote ancient poems and writings, but after quoting, they do not explain, just to appear profound. In addition, one must also avoid using pet phrases, as this not only hinders the coherence of the explanation, but also affects tourists' understanding of the true content and their good mood. Well, that's it for the principles and requirements of tour guide explanations. Bye!